Okay, as you're logging in, make sure you click on that pre-assessment link. That will take you to a Google form. The top of it should say, what do you choose pre-assessment? Once you're there, guys, read the question, give it some thought, and just respond in that box. When you're done, hit submit, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Alright guys, so as you're on your project share page, the tab you're looking at is what do you choose? And you'll see at the top we have our hook. The hook is the first thing we do within our project launch. So we're going to get to learn about exactly who we are targeting, who's our audience, through the I Choose Anti-Bullying trailer.
If you have to take the time to make a choice, take the time, then make the choice. What do you choose?
I choose friendship.
I choose kindness.
I choose respect.
Bullying in your own experience. Let's take a look at our driving question. Okay, you can look at it on Project Share. Have one person in your group open up the project binders and find your driving question for this project. Let's start brainstorming what that's all about. There you go.
How would a visual representation of your bullying story enhance or create meaning for how serious bullying can be?
Okay, so that's going to be our driving question. That's going to guide all our research and everything that we create for this project. With your group, go ahead and brainstorm what you think that means and how you think we'll do that. You can go ahead and write your thoughts on the paper.
Alright guys, so now that we've had a little time to think about exactly what our driving question is asking us, let's take a look at our challenge brief. As we look at our challenge brief, we want to look at what our challenge brief is actually asking us to do. So at your tables, you're going to highlight in yellow everything that you know how to do already, and you're going to highlight in blue everything that you need to know how to do. So with your table, read through the challenge brief and let's highlight everything in yellow that we know how to do and everything that we need to know how to do in blue. And then we'll share out together as a group. Alright, so bringing it back in 3, 2. Alright guys, so let me just hear some shout outs. Some things that we know how to do and some things that we need to know how to do from the challenge board. Yes ma'am.
We will be working on an awareness for bullying.
So we're working on awareness for bullying. Do we have another know or a need to know? Okay, so you know that we'll be creating a visual representation, but do you know how to create a visual representation? You need to know? Okay, so we're going to put visual representation on our need to know side. Yes, sir?
We will submit the video on the website.
Okay, so we know that we're submitting our video through a website. What website? Do we know that or do we need to know?
What do you choose?
What do you choose? Very good. Yes?
We need to know archetypal bins.
Very good. So we need to know the archetypal bins. Okay, so these are just a couple of the knows and need to knows that we need that we're going to come across in our challenge brief.
Okay, now that we've taken a look at our challenge brief and we've sort of established what the project is about and you guys know what you're going to have to do, let's go ahead and take a look at our project requirements. So if you're on Project Share, scroll down to where those are. If you're in the binder, let's flip to those. There you go. Okay, and let's kind of continue with the highlight in yellow, what you already know, highlight in blue, what you need to know. So really assess those project requirements as the standards that they are, and let me know what you know, what's going to help you with the project, and what do we need to know? What do we need to do workshops on? Okay, so let's hear, what do we know for this project that's going to help us complete it, and what do we need to know in order to help us complete it? Yes, sir?
You know we're going to have to use elements of writing?
And do we know how to do that? Do we know how to use the elements of the writing process, as it says? Or is that a need to know? I know it's a need to know. You think we need to know that? Okay. So elements of the writing process. What else? What do we know? What do we need to know? Yes.
Analyze different forms of point of view.
Analyze different forms of point of view. Is that know or need to know? What is it? I need to know. Okay. So you know how to analyze different points of view. Very good. Excellent. Any notes that we can go ahead and write up here? Go ahead.
We know how to summarize paragraphs.
Very good. All right, so we know how to summarize paragraphs. Anything else we can add? Go ahead.
You know how to use textual evidence?
Excellent. Okay, so we know how to use textual evidence in order to what? What does it say at the end of that? Does it?
To support understanding.
Okay, excellent. So we know how to back up our understanding by using textual evidence.
Alright, you guys, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about our rubric. Go ahead, my person with the binder, go ahead and turn to your rubric. And while they get in there, tell me something that our rubric does. What does our rubric help us to do? Anyone? Yes, ma'am.
It helps us understand the expectations that we're supposed to meet.
Right, so it helps us, very good. It helps us understand the expectations that we're supposed to meet. So if we were to look at one of these columns, which column would we be looking at right now?
Meeting expectations.
So we want to make sure that we're meeting expectations, right? But we want to make sure also that we're striving to exceed those expectations, okay? So right now we're going to look at the different columns that we have. So tell me, what do we have? What's our first one?
Initiating.
Initiating. Very good. Next.
Nearing.
Nearing. Next.
Meeting.
Meeting. And then?
Exceeding.
All right, so as we take a look at what is expected of us, we'll see that each of these has different verbs. What we're going to do now is look at, we're going to do a little comparing and contrasting. So we're going to look at what it takes for us to meet it as compared to what it's going to take for us to exceed those expectations, okay? So let's look. With your group, I want you to look at those different verbs and see what's the difference between the two and how they're similar.
All right, now that we've looked at our challenge brief and sort of evaluated our knows and our needs to knows, let's go ahead and start working on our team project plans. They'll be in your binders, guys. And as a group, I need you to fill out our project title. What's our project title?
What do you choose?
Okay, so you need to fill in your title and your audience. Who's our audience?
The community.
The community, let's think a little bit more specifically. Think back to that challenge brief.
Like our kids and parents.
Remember the kids and parents, remember? There was an organization, a website.
What do you choose?
Yes, what do you choose? Okay, so in order to remember that, maybe we could write that here. Okay, and with your group decide who's going to fulfill what role within your group. And then after you look at your no's and needs to knows that we went over as a class, go ahead and start filling in what you think could be some good research questions for this project. Once you have those, we're going to go ahead and ask for desk critiques before we begin actually researching them, okay? Okay, go ahead and start on that, please.
All right, so